So if you piled on the calories during the holidays like Buddy and the Elf, you are not alone, and I'm also one of those people. Researchers say we eat about twice as much on Christmas compared to a normal day, and while up to half of holiday weight gain is quickly lost, the other half, unfortunately, remains. So how can you eat better and stay healthy in the new year? Dr. Celine Gounder is a CBS News medical contributor and editor-at-large for public health at KFF Health News. Doctor, how you doing?
I'm good.
All right, so what are some simple changes we can make to feel good right now and to look a little bit better?
Well, what we know is that low carbohydrate diets do tend to promote weight loss, but the nutritional value of the diet still really matters. So what you want to be doing is looking for diets that are high in protein and fiber, but you want to be getting those nutrients from plant-based foods more than meat-based foods. And when you make those adjustments to your diet, we do see greater weight loss.
So we're talking about vegetables and fruits, those types of things.
Vegetables, fruits, whole foods, less processed foods. And again, you want to be looking for proteins that are more plant-based, so things like beans, lentils, as opposed to red meat.
Okay, all right.
What about restricting the time of the day in which you're eating? Like, I think they're called intermittent fasting. You might go 16 hours without food, and then you have an 8-hour window where you eat.
It's like one of those fads, everybody. I've tried
I
it.
hear
I'm
about
not going to lie to you.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, the main effect of that is you're going to snack less. So you're restricting the number of hours during which you're eating. There are some studies that show this may improve insulin sensitivity, so you're processing the food better. And then if you align your eating with your sleep cycles better, there is evidence that you also are metabolizing better.
I want to talk about the Mediterranean diet. It was named U.S. News and World Report's best diet overall for the 7th year in a row.
Well, this is basically a low carbohydrate diet that's also low in animal fats and proteins. So it's precisely what we were talking about earlier. So you're going to have a lot of fish, beans, lentils, whole grains, fruits and vegetables, that sort of thing, olive oil. And
Seems like that stuff is good on the digestive system.
Yeah, it is. It is. You know, and things like herbs and spices as opposed to salt to flavor your food is also a lot healthier.
It's funny, they've been doing it for millennia there in the Mediterranean, but only 7 years running has it been top ranked by U.S. News and World Report. But, you know, it does have history behind it. I'm interested in this word ultra-processed, which I know is a kind of a bad word. You want to avoid it, but how do you know when something is ultra-processed?
Well, if you look at the ingredients, if you have a long list of ingredients there, it's probably ultra-processed. If you can't pronounce the words in the list of ingredients, it's probably ultra-processed.
I like the way you simplified that. That's good. Okay.
There's a whole other list.
But why is ultra-processed so bad for you?
Yeah, well, you do see an increased risk in high blood pressure, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, stroke, even depression with these ultra-processed foods. So for a whole host of reasons, they're really not good for you.
Okay, people say, just go vegan. You'll be fine. Not all vegan food is healthy, one. And then also, there are these alternatives to animal proteins, and not all of those are good for you. So what do you say about the plant-based diet?
Yeah, so things like plant-based burgers, for example, are getting more and more popular. They are very high in protein, but they may also be high in saturated fats. Some of them do have this long list of, you know, ultra-processed ingredients. So they may not always be so great for you. So if you're going to go for one of those, you know, look at the list of ingredients, maybe something like a very simple black bean burger, as opposed to some of the other alternatives.
And tips for people as they're trying to save money, because sometimes the unhealthy options are cheaper.
Yeah, often.
Good point, Teresa.
Well, this is something we actually saw during the pandemic, and coming out of that, there was a lot of funding put into SNAP, which is food stamps. And we did see food insecurity drop during the pandemic, and then as people lost that access, they are turning back to these ultra-processed foods, you know, as other foods are less affordable. And so there's no question that trying to make healthier foods more affordable is really part of the solution here, too.
Yeah.
Dr. Celine Gounder, thank you so much.